Hello everyone and welcome to the Hunter Association, your source for all things Hunter x Hunter. My name is Kaige.
And my name is Dylan.
And on this week's episode, we are talking about Hunter x Hunter in 1999, episodes 28 through 30. We are nearing the end of the Hunter exam. Not quite at the end, but we're just on the cusp.
We're on the border, for sure. Next time we talk about this series, for sure.
Yeah, it'll be over this month.
Yeah.
Then, of course, we'll be going through our community comments. If you'd like to join in the community and have your comment read, be sure to comment on the YouTube version, either on the weekly community posts or just the weekly community posts. Whoops. Also, make sure to like and subscribe to help grow our community of Hunter x Hunter fans. Additionally, if you'd like to know when new episodes are live, click the bell to enable notifications. If you're an audio listener, make sure to rate, review, and comment on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Also, be sure to follow us on Twitter at TXHXAPod, as well as Bluesky at THAPod for podcast-related updates and instant responses to the weekly call-out posts. If you'd like, you can also still email us at hunterassociationpod@gmail.com. Let's get some emails in there, guys. It's been a while.
It has been a bit, for sure.
As always, we provide timestamps in the description if you would like to skip ahead to any of the aforementioned segments.
Please clap, guys. I got the Twitter call-out post up on time this week, on Monday.
Let's go.
Start of a new era.
That's a dub. All right. News this week. Little modicum of news.
We're reaching here.
First of all,
but, you know.
We are reaching. First of all, Then Impact. It's finally here, guys. I mean, it's not here, but pretty much the day after this episode goes live, it will be here. For early access people.
For those that have pre-ordered the deluxe edition. So expect a lot of footage to start coming out of that game starting Monday.
Yes, sir. I'm very excited to dive into that. And with that, since the launch is so close, earlier this week, the achievement or trophy list, depending on what platform you're on, was released. And there's some stuff you can kind of glean from it. Apparently, there's a game mode that I thought was new information, but apparently it was known before.
To some degree,
kind of.
Or like I don't really know the specifics, but it was on the Wikipedia page, so it was there.
Yeah, they got it from somewhere. But it's called Heaven's Arena, and basically it's a series of like progressively more challenging CPU fights where you work the way up to, I assume, to Battle Olympia based on another trophy. And I guess unique to each character, right?
Yeah, each character has their own set of challenges, and then completing these challenges provides unlockable content such as player icons and Green Island cards, which is like the main like collectible thing that they've been promoting for the game.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I'm glad Heaven's Arena is in there in some capacity. I had hoped very early on, and this obviously ended up happening, but I wish that like the online rank system was Heaven's Arena, kind of like the tower in Guilty Gear. Like you'd keep climbing Heaven's Arena.
See, that'd be nice flavor-wise, but however, those who have played Guilty Gear know how much the tower sucks ass. So I'm glad they didn't go that route, to be honest. But
well, okay, I don't know the ins and outs of it. I only played a little bit, but
you would much rather have like a matchmaking system having fair fights than like people avoiding you throughout an entire floor because you beat them once.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
But Heaven's Arena's here in some capacity. It sounds cool. I'm always down for like tough CPU fights.
Yeah, for sure. It's nice to have just like, a variety of single player content in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then outside of that, just, a bunch of other trophies, if you want to go for like the platinum trophy or for whatever. There's a lot of grinding, I think, that's going to happen for that to happen though. So be prepared if you're achievement hunting.
Yes, but you will earn the illustrious achievement called Master of Nen if you do it all, and that's nice. I like that title.
And along the way, a very provocative Hisoka trophy icon.
Yes, indeed. If you want Hisoka's ass on your profile, you got to clear Battle Olympia. So keep that in mind, guys. All right. Also, we have an update for the Battle for Owl. This, of course, if you're uninitiated, is a comic done by Leo Dog, a listener of ours who has been doing the series for quite some time now. If you want to catch up on the rest of the pages, you can check out our social medias. Twitter pending, I think.
Yeah,
right?
Twitter pending
okay.
still, sorry. I will get around to it, I promise. Just Give me some slack. I've had some wisdom tooth surgeries as of late, so
Oh yeah,
I've been
that's also worth noting. We might try to keep this episode a little short because Dylan is in pain.
Yeah,
currently. So
nothing crazy right now, but definitely low energy. So you know, sorry guys.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Also, make sure to check out the wiki made by Insert Name. That is an alternative way to see the pages, although I think it's been a minute since he's updated, so you'll see some of them, but not all of them. No pressure on him to update it, by the way. I'm just saying for people who want to check it out that way.
Yeah.
But we do have a new page here. We're getting near the end. We have word from Leo Dog that we are approaching the end. It might be some time before you see an update on this, by the way, but it'll be worth the wait, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
So we start off here on this new page where we left off. I took the high ground, and Dylan had said, he's like, Kaige, I'm so sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And now we pick up, and he says that you thought you ever even had even... Oh, he says the same thing twice. I just noticed that.
Maybe we can
But
imagine
even
I'm
had
like
a
coughing
chance-
in between words or something, you know?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even had a chance of beating me as a giant fist appears behind him. And I look up, shocked, scared. Dylan posted that GIF.
Yeah, the Willem Dafoe.
You know the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Accurate.
As an announcer says, something big is forming above Dylan's head. And also we have Dylan chuckling before he throws out the punch with an incredible face. I love that face.
Yeah, no, I made me look badass there. Thank you.
Yeah, that's hard as hell. As we have Togashi, who was he the commentator or just the referee? Referee, yeah, referee. Looking surprised, and the narrator is here, guys. Let's go.
That's when you know.
We've been waiting.
That's when you know it's picked up now. It's in the climax.
Oh yeah. As the narrator says, in that moment, Kaige didn't even feel fear. There was no time. He simply acted, and both fighters let out their strongest attacks simultaneously.
I gave him no chance to breathe there. That's awesome.
Yeah, amazing. So we have a big collision happening. And so I'm a little confused about what is happening here. I am like above the arena, or is that like a relative of mine? I don't really know.
I imagine it's like perspective almost, because like it kind of reads to me as like it's supposed to be you like jumping back almost, but I don't know. Yeah, it is a little confusing, I think, for this part of it. But either way,
yeah, I'm sure it'll make sense next time.
Yeah, we might just need more context as to what actually happened in the moment there. But cool stuff.
Yeah, I loved this. This was amazing. I that Dylan face is just incredible. That's one of my favorite Leo Dog faces thus far.
I not biased at all, but I agree.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we have a new power reveal here from Dylan. Unexplained currently, but hold out. We'll see.
Let him cook. Might be a bit.
Cook,
might be a bit to cook for this one, but
yes, I will say if things are going to play out the way I think it will, this might be a minute before we get more of this, but we'll see. So yeah, that's where we leave off for now. Stay tuned. Great stuff as always. Thank you, Leo Dog.
We are on the road to the end now with this series, so yeah, thank you for coming
Who will
along
win?
with us. Yeah, who will win? Yeah, leave
Any
your guess.
predictions? Do you think it's going to be a cop out? You think it's going to be a draw, or you think somebody's actually going to take it?
I think it'd be awesome if someone actually takes it, to be honest. But
I'd be bold. That'd be bold.
It would be a bold, creative
down,
choice. But I'm always down for like a friendship triumphs overall kind of thing too.
Oh yeah.
You know? So
that's where I feel it's going. That is the predictable route, but nothing wrong with a little predictable outcomes in your series.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that at all. So we'll see, I guess.
We will see. But yeah, that's all we got for intro related things this week. So let's go ahead and dive into these episodes.
Yeah, let's get into it.
All right, everybody, welcome to our discussions on episodes 28. Did I do that last time too? What the hell's happening?
Something similar to that. What is it? He's time traveling in his head, guys.
I'm saying what I want. Uh, Episodes 28 through 30 of Hunter x Hunter 1999. And of course, first we were talking about episode 28, Chatting, Excuses, Endurance. Where obviously we're finally talking about Gon versus Hanzo here, which I expected to be talking about last time, but of course we are doing things a little differently here in 99.
Just a little, yeah.
Because it wouldn't be 99 without doing things different for absolutely no reason. But yeah, we actually begin the episode with like a good, how long is this? Like almost 3 minutes of the last episode. Oh my god, that's really bad. But what can you do?
What can you do? That's right.
So yeah, we begin here. Pretty standard. It's Gon versus Hanzo. It starts off the same way it does. You know, they walk up. The referee, Masta, whose name I always remember for no reason. I have no idea why his name sticks in my head.
I can never figure that out. Because like even when I got back to this, I'm just like, how does he remember this name? I don't get it.
Dude, this is just one of those ones. I've never forgotten this guy's name. I do not know why.
Kudos to you.
Yeah, thanks. It's really great. I'm glad I have that knowledge in my head instead of like other important things like cherished life memories.
Right.
But no, I remember this guy instead. So yeah, they begin and Hanzo's chatting up Masta, however you say it, about how he was the one that was watching him the whole time, which I like. He's like, hell yeah, man, you know your stuff. Which is a little less impactful here because Hanzo's not placed as highly in the 99 adaptation, but it, still regardless.
Yeah,
same sentiment.
I always forget about that detail too. That like, of course, it makes sense. How else would those like badges be like tracked throughout that part of the exam? But I always forget about that little detail. Like they were being followed the entire time. It threw me off guard. It throws me off guard every single time that gets explained to me, and it threw me off guard again here. So I just wanted to show that to you guys.
Yeah. So Hanzo asks him, like, okay, so this match can only end if the opponent admits defeat, right? Like, no knockouts, nothing like that. He's like, yep. Hanzo's like, well, damn. Okay. This will be tough.
Yeah, I am cooked. He knows.
But, yep. But he's sure gonna try. The match starts, and we have the coolest piece of animation I have seen in this series so far.
Yeah, this threw me for a loop. I was not expecting all of that for the very beginning of this fight.
Yeah, incredible. I loved it so much, but I will take a moment here to complain a little bit about not the animator at all. This is an incredible animator. I looked him up afterwards because the style looked really familiar to me, and this is Norio Matsumoto, who is a very famous Naruto animator who did a lot of the best moments of Naruto.
This tracks, I think.
Yeah, like if you think, I don't know if you've ever seen it, like the Naruto Sasuke fight, if you think about the cut, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's whenever like Naruto punches Sasuke up like 3 times kicks him in the jaw.
I've seen the clip of that particular moment, not the whole fight, I don't think, but... The movement in general, and just like how like the sprinting was portrayed, was very Naruto-like to me. I thought, just from the clips I've seen. So, yeah.
So yeah, very impressive camera work and movement. It looked incredible. But I have to complain about the 99 adaptation as a whole because this episode in particular, the lighting really bothered me a lot.
Really?
Yeah, it kind of took me out of it. It's just like, in some parts, it's almost like a self-parody. It's so dark. Like, it just feels like it's making fun of its lighting. It's just like, it doesn't make sense also, because you see the windows, right? Like, there are very clearly windows, but there's just like light in the window, but not emanating around it at all.
Okay.
It's just dark for no reason.
Some of those shots are definitely that's the case, and I can agree with you there. I don't think it really took me out of the episode per se, but maybe that's just my tolerance is very like high for that kind of stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. And I also compare it to 2011, which, some people can say that's lighted too brightly, but like, it's just weird. Why is this room so dark? It just doesn't make any sense to me, and I also just don't like it. I don't know. It doesn't need to be this dark. I get that it's definitely like a stylistic choice, but for what purpose is all I'm wondering.
It might be for me as well, though, that like I've already experienced like the depths of hell with like very dark lighting and that
Yeah.
the phase 1 tunnel, right, in particular, where it's like this is like nothing to me in that regard, so like I can live with it. I don't know, but it didn't
It's
take me out of the
fair.
episode, I think, for me.
It was just really distracting for this fight in particular. It didn't even really like. I didn't talk about this last time because it didn't. I don't know. I guess it worked better maybe for the Kurapika Hisoka fight, but I don't know. This is just. It was weird to me, but I got over it. I can still enjoy this for what it is, and this was a really good episode overall. I will say.
Mm-hmm.
So Gon's like running up walls, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. It's awesome. None of that was in the manga, by the way, but hey, it looked awesome.
It did look awesome.
And eventually Hanzo pins him down for the first time.
Chops him in the
and,
neck, in fact, for the first blow.
Sure does.
So.
Yeah,
His
knocks
brain
him
stem,
down.
as he says, right?
Yeah, he struck your brain stem. So Gon is like, he's seeing double. He's feeling nauseous, and that looked really good too. It's a very realistic like portrayal of what that would probably feel like.
Yeah, for sure.
Hanzo's just like, man, just forfeit. This is only a taste of what I can do. Just give up, man. I'm gonna keep doing this. Gonna keep ramping it up if you don't do it. And of course, Gon's not gonna do it.
And then he smacks him in the side of the head, like immediately rattles.
Yeah,
his brain.
yeah, and it rocks his whole world again. And then additionally smashes his face into concrete.
Which I loved that shot in particular because they just let you breathe on the fact that like his face just got
Yeah.
smashed to the floor, and then you just see the
And
blood.
the blood.
Yep.
Yeah, that was really cool. And then it cuts to Leorio being like fuming.
Yeah.
Absolutely pissed.
Yeah, because like he's just like
and that
toying
was
with
great.
them at this point, like in his eye, right? So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and even Kurapika's getting a little upset. And he's trying to like talk Leorio down, like, hey, don't do anything. But in his mind, he's like, man, I'm hypocritical. I want to do the same shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But he's holding himself back, which I really like. Also worth noting is we still get the instructor or examiner commentary throughout this whole thing, which still continues to add absolutely nothing.
I
It is
think-
there for little to no reason.
I think it's more fine here because this fight isn't even really like a typical fight. Whereas with like the
Yeah.
so my whole thing is with Kurapika and Hisoka is like it's supposed to be kind of just like nonstop action for the most part, right? At least that's how it was framed. It wasn't that in its entirety, obviously, especially at the end. But like, it's supposed to be like a one-on-one like physical ability fight, and so the commentary kind of takes you out of like the momentum in that regard, right? But here it's not even really a fight. It's mainly just dialogue the entire time, I think, and with like Hanzo kind of just like, pressuring Gon, with like very small attacks. So I think the commentary is like it doesn't take me out as much as it did the first time around here.
No, yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and say it took me out by any stretch of the imagination, but it was just like, it's clear padding, which is, I mean, that's 99 for you so far. Like whatever, if it has to be there, then fine.
In all fairness, I'd argue that's like a shonen trope in general at the same time, not even exclusive to Hunter x Hunter 99.
Oh no, yeah, for sure. It's a very common padding method. Like we see it in many things to this day still.
Yeah.
But regardless, after that discussion between Menchi and the others, it's mostly Menchi. She has a lot to say about Hanzo.
Okay, it is funny at the very least though because
Yeah.
there's an entire bit throughout this series of episodes where she keeps calling Hanzo Baldy or just like anything but his actual
Yep.
name.
And then Sato will be like, he has a name,
Yeah.
but she does not listen. I really liked that.
Yeah, it was a funny bit.
So Gon, he gets back up, he wipes the blood off his face very cleanly, and it also looks sick. Like the blood smear on his
Yeah.
face is really cool. That was nice. Then we get like a POV shot of his hands, and he's like the room starting to go dark, and that's a good use of the lighting. I'll
Yes,
say.
yeah, as he's like Hanzo's like fading into the darkness,
Yeah.
he's like, I hit you so your brain would go numb, and now we're
Yep.
seeing it.
So yeah, so he's losing it. He can't even see right now. And Hanzo's just like, listen, man, this is not gonna happen. Just give it up. Gon keeps trying.
Yeah,
Gets slapped hard.
guts alone won't cut it, man.
It sure won't. And he also just busted one of his ears. So that's great. So he's also saying like at this point you can't even really tell like the directions. Like it's just your senses are all messed up. You are nothing right now. Why even try?
Yeah, and although like I love throughout all of this though, you see like the little bits of humanity shining through Hanzo, showing that like he's not really like giving it his all here. Like he doesn't want to do this. Because like even with the busting the ear thing, he mentions out loud even like, you know, if I busted both your ears, you probably wouldn't even be able to speak. So like I only did one. You're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah. He's holding back a little bit, but he knows he completely outclasses him. And then we have another little anime original scene where Killua tosses going a water bottle. Not sure where he got that, but whatever.
Would you count that as match interference? I had that question the entire time.
I thought the same exact thing. I say with a resounding yes. Like, yeah. How is it not?
Like spoiler for later on, Leorio takes one step forward and they're like, whoa, man, you can't get interfered. Like, step back. But Killua tosses an entire item into this fight and they just let it slide.
What the fuck?
That helps him. It helps him regain his senses.
Yeah, I didn't like that addition. I like it for the characters. Like, yeah, that's cool Kilo's being a bro, but also like, is this allowed? Like, we're adding filler of them breaking the rules.
Nobody questioned it. None of the proctors, none of the referees, nobody.
Yeah, there's a funnier moment later on Hanzo's side that is also anime original that I'm looking forward to talking about, but we're not there yet. So Gon washes himself off. It looks really cool. It was a good water effect. And then he proceeds to get his ass kicked even more. Go figure.
Yep.
And, you know, everybody's kind of just like watching. Well, actually, some of them aren't even watching. They're just kind of like, oh, shit. We're just watching a kid being beat to a pulp right now. Like, damn. And then, Hanzo brings up the fishing rod. He's like, all right, I mean, you can bring weapons in here. You could have at least like went all out, brought your weapon in. But Gon says that the fishing rod belonged to his dad, so doesn't want to use it on like.
It's more potent, especially coming off of Zevel Island, where he like, you know, like obviously he kind of just like Hisoka kind of just gave him the badges, right? And then Hisoka. Like he doesn't want to be given this victory, basically, right? Is kind of the whole thing, and he feels like using something that belonged to his dad is kind of like him being given another victory as well. He wants to do something all on his own.
Yeah, and you know, I can't remember exactly if that exact wording is in the manga or not, but seeing it this time around, if this is not my first time seeing it, it really like. It gave me a new unique headcanon for like why he stopped using the fishing rod later. Like maybe he associates it so much with that, you know, with Hisoka giving him the win that he just like he doesn't want to use it anymore.
I like that.
He use his own strength. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very cool thought to have. I didn't even really think of that until you mentioned it here just now. So that's cool. I want to roll with that from now on.
Yeah, I really do like that. I think, you know, it's never said, but I do like that as an explanation for it. It is a little muddy because he does use it in Heaven's Arena, but whatever.
Yeah, just you know, ignore that, I guess.
Ignore that. Yeah, that didn't happen. So, yeah, Hanzo. What is Hanzo even saying to him? He's just kind of yelling.
Well, that's kind of his whole thing. He's yapping right now.
He's just yapping. Yeah, he's getting really frustrated, and rightfully so. This would be incredibly frustrating.
No, for sure. But you know, save it for the boat, man. You know, at least get there first.
That's right. Yeah. So yeah, Leorio, he's talking all this shit. He wants to jump in and like fight for him, basically, and then these two referees just like teleport in. They're like, whoa, man.
This dude, nice little bit of a Leorio service here from the 99 team as well, though. Like, he is gritting his teeth so hard at wanting to interfere with this fight that his lip starts bleeding. Like, that is that's so insane. I love that.
Yeah, I really did too. He's so pissed off. He's fuming. So yeah, he's Leorio. I mean, I can't say he calms himself down because he's still pissed off, but he backs off as, you know. Oh, okay. This is where this is where
problems like interfering in these matches are not allowed, dude. But like they just didn't do anything about the water bottle.
Yep. Nope. Nothing. So then Hanzo puts Gon in an arm lock, And he's like, all right, man, surrender or you're breaking your arm. Pretty simple. And also we have... So, okay, this happens several times throughout these batches of episodes, but we have this strange sound they like to use for arm-related things. Grabbing arms, where it sounds like rubber, like you're like a balloon, actually. It sounds like you're, like, rubbing a balloon.
Yes, you're... It's hard to describe, but yes, it's a gripping sound, but like it's not something you would think of like gripping like flesh and bones. It's like
No,
like more of a
not at
rubbery
all.
substance, like you said, like a balloon.
Yeah, he's Luffy.
Yeah, no, honestly, you could put that sound effect in a One Piece episode, and I probably wouldn't bat an eye.
Yeah. But he breaks the arm, and that is a sound effect that was really good. That was very visceral and gross.
It gave me like a little creepy moment there, just like ugh, like
yeah, like a chill, yeah. And he screams, Gon does, not Hanzo, and yeah, he's fucked up, to say the least, because his arm is broken. As everybody looks on, they're like, well, damn, I just watched a kid get his arm broken.
Yeah, Menchie looks like she's about to throw up, like.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I get it, but also, like, you're a professional hunter. I'm sure you've seen, like, way worse than that. For sure. Go off. Leorio is at maximum piss.
Yeah. He looks like he could actually kill him right now.
Yeah. Yeah, Kurapika's kind of in the same boat, but he's trying to keep it together.
Yeah, because Leorio says, like, if he does one more thing, like, I'm going to kill this guy. Like, you better not stop me, Kurapika. Yeah. But, like, this is where Kurapika even just says out loud, too, though, like, stop you. No, I'm joining in on, like, with you. Like, eyes are, like, fluctuating between, like, red and his normal color.
Yeah, that was cool. And then Hanzo decides to flex on Gon while he's down. He's talking about, like, yeah, I had all this intense training as a kid. I'm built different. I'm a ninja, you know. And as he does this, like, I loved this. So he starts off doing like a one-handed handstand, and then as he continues talking, he slowly like lifts one finger at a time up until he's just on his pointer finger holding himself up. That looked amazing. Hands, I'm not an animator, but I've heard that hands are incredibly hard to animate, and that looked amazing. That was really good.
Hands are just hard to draw in general, let alone like have fluid animation for. But yeah, that looked very, very good, I thought.
Yeah, that was amazing. Then Gon satisfyingly sweep kicks his arm, or his finger, I guess. And then, he falls flat on his face, and he's bleeding now.
Although he makes like he makes like a squishing sound almost as he like hits the floor. I thought that was pretty funny.
There's some strange sound effects in 99.
Yeah, for sure. Noticing. But it's supposed to be more of like a comedic moment anyways, though. So like I'll let it, like, you know, I didn't really think anything of it. Because like immediately after, you know, Lyra's like, you know, yeah, kill him now, Gon.
Yeah, that was sick, yeah.
And then everyone else is like,
Menchie.
Yeah, Hanzo's greatest weakness is just that he yaps. And
it doesn't it sure does. So yeah, Hanzo gets up and he's bleeding. And what the hell is this? This referee comes up with a towel. What kind of bullshit? Why didn't Gon get one? His nose was bleeding seconds ago. He got nothing. He had to wipe it off with his own hand. You kidding me? What is this treatment?
Yeah, I don't know. These referees make no goddamn sense.
That is actual trash. I got pissed off. I love Hanzo, but man, that is not fair at all. Like, why?
Yeah, and even like it goes to the proctor's bench. He's like, "What the hell? Like, you know, why are they giving him the towel?" And Satotsu's just like, "Oh, it'd be embarrassing to leave him in that state." Like, huh?
What the hell? Yeah, why? What the fuck? I don't understand this treatment.
It's Hanzo bias in here.
It is. So then Hanzo starts to pull out his blade, his like concealed blade. He's like
extremely long too. There's no way that fits in the sleeve.
Yeah, that is actually completely impossible unless he's Baraka. Which he could be. We don't know.
I guess there's nothing to deconfirm that.
Yeah. So he's like, all right, last chance, just surrender, or I'm just gonna like cut everything.
I'm gonna cut your legs off or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, holy, okay, dude. Relax.
It's over, bro. Yeah. And then Gon, of course, is like, hell no. Well, actually, specifically
no.
says this doesn't sound good.
Yeah, he's like, I don't really want to have my legs chopped
yeah.
off. Can we do something else? Like, can we figure out a different way to fight?
Yeah, let's find another way to settle this. And everybody's like, what the hell? And this is one of my favorite moments of this fight, where he completely shifts the mood. It was all intense and serious, and now everybody's like laughing.
Yeah, even Hisoka's like maniacally chuckling in the background at this.
Yeah. Yeah, Gon's just completely calm. Even asked like the referee, so yeah, if he kills me, like he gets disqualified, right? Like, yep, that's right.
So yeah, so
so
you don't win, I don't win. Like, why don't we try something else?
So like, let's figure something else out here. Amazing. And then we have the whole monologue about how this is Gon's like shining characteristic. He's able to take this tense situation and have everybody rooting against, even the Sato is like, we're supposed to be impartial, but here we are rooting for Gon.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, yeah, it's this quality that Gon has.
Yeah, that's why he ranks so highly, right? It's just he impresses everybody that he comes into contact with, basically, just from his like sheer outlook and positivity.
Yeah. Which, again, is slightly undercut by the fact that he is not placed as high in this adaptation.
Right.
Whatever, I just got to ignore it.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Then we have the classic shot of Hanzo putting the blade up to Gon's forehead. And he gets very serious, once again changing the tone of the room in a different way. And he's like, look, man, we can end this. You can just try again next year. Even though that's not what he would get another chance. Well, I guess, in theory, he probably wouldn't get another chance because he's so messed up from this fight.
Right, yeah. Arm is broken and all, right? Like, it's not
a
whole lot he can do.
Yeah. And
he's like, Hanzo's like, even if I kill you here, also, like, I can just challenge again next year. Like, it's not a problem for me. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Just give up.
Yep. And he culminates this whole thing with, like, he says, what is the exact line? He says, hold. Would you rather die than not have it your own way?
Bars.
And, bars, yeah. And Gon, he says, like, what his whole goal is. He says, my goal is to find my dad. He's a hunter. We know this, obviously. And Hanzo, I guess something about this kind of clicks with Hanzo. I guess I'm not exactly sure why in particular. Like, this kind of affects him so much. I guess it's just, I imagine it's just because of his attitude. Like, he's just so resolved about this goal.
Yeah, that's how I read that too. Like,
it impresses him.
Yeah.
And then, to my surprise, I did not think we were gonna do this, but we just kind of end the episode here. It looks like he's about to kill him, and then we end the episode. I didn't think this fight would take 2 episodes, which it kind of doesn't.
It kind of doesn't. This is basically the end of the fight, but we don't know that, I guess, without knowledge already.
Yeah. That's that episode in a nutshell, pretty much. Pretty cool. I liked it a lot. I thought it was pretty solid. It was a really good adaptation of the fight. One of the, best early moments of the series in terms of like action moments.
Yeah, definitely. I don't really have any major complaints about this adaptation. I think it hit all the notes in the right way. It extended the fight in a lot of different ways. I thought it was pretty cool. And stuff that mainly just kind of like added on to the entire like point of the fight as well, or fight, quote unquote. So I was really this was a pleasant watch. Is I guess what I can say. So
yeah, I left this feeling pretty impressed. It was solid. There were a few like weird like whatever moments, like the towel and the water bottle, but what can you do? It's 99. It just has shit like that for no reason.
Yeah, you kind of just expect that stuff to come your way with these episodes, right? But solid adaptation for the fight. I liked it, and the animation and just like framing of a lot of these shots were really cool too. So no complaints here.
Yeah, that was a good one. So that brings us to episode 29, Pass, Fail, Exam Over. And I have to imagine watching this week to week, that's a very shocking episode title for what you just watched.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so we again pick up with seeing a large chunk of the last episode, which they like doing a lot now, but whatever. But we pick up, this one is a little more justified because we are literally just extending that scene. It makes the end of the last episode look even more weird in hindsight because it's like, what the hell was that cliffhanger? It was actually nothing.
Yeah.
But whatever. So, he doesn't stab Gon. What? Wow.
No way.
Can you believe it?
Our protagonist of the series lived?
There's no way. And then Hanzo forfeits immediately.
I'm just like, I surrender. I lose.
Yep. So what was the point of splitting this in half? I don't know. I guess just for a cliffhanger.
In all fairness, like it's not like other like manga does the exact same thing going from chapter to chapter, right?
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah.
nothing too different there.
But then Gon continues to be Gon. He's like, nah, man, I'm not going to take this.
Yeah,
This isn't right.
I don't want to win like this.
So the two bicker, of course.
Yeah, the two of us should come up with
eventually-
another way to fight each other.
Yeah, we got to figure out a way to fight. Hanzo's like, bro, I'm giving you the win. Come on, just take it. And then he just ends up knocking him out. He does a big uppercut, and he's out.
Very reminiscent of the Hisoka uppercut, which I like.
Yeah. Good point. And yeah, so he's like, I mean, I still forfeited. I surrendered, so he wins. I'm done. He's a hunter.
Mm-hmm. Although showing a lot of extra concern still, even after that. Like, when he wakes up, he's gonna like protest this entire thing, right?
Mhm.
Like, you might not take that license.
But Netero says that it doesn't matter. He's a hunter now. Like, whatever, no matter what he says, he's a hunter.
Mm-hmm. And Satoshi promises that he'll talk to him once he wakes up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they carry going off, and oh yeah, then Menchi. There's a very funny Menchi animation moment where she's just freaking out about Hanzo, and she's drawn in a really funny way. She just gets all like blobby and weird.
Oh, yeah. She's like, yeah, because Hanzo was like, yeah, I'm sure you can handle it. Sato's like, I trust you. You can talk to Gon. And then she's like, what's that supposed to mean? Like, don't think I can do the job too?
Yeah.
And what did she call him in this as well? Yeah, Bozo. That was her new name for him.
Bozo.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Then there's a cool moment that I like with Hanzo and Killua here, where Killua asks him, like, so why did you let him win? Because, I mean, that's, like, incomprehensible to him.
Mm-hmm.
And then Hanzo explains that, like, he's tortured a lot of people, and he always expects there to be hatred in somebody's eyes whenever he's torturing a person. But he said that, like, as he was torturing Gon here, he kept looking into his eyes, and not once did he see, like, even a hint of hatred. So that's when he realized that, like, all right, this isn't going to happen.
Nothing he does is going to make him give up. So...
Yeah. So, yeah. Cool guy, Hanzo. Love that. And that's a big moment for Killua, too, because he's starting to learn about a non-assassin's way of viewing fighting, I guess. Mm-hmm. Or killing, I guess, in a sense. Torture.
Yeah. Well, okay, so it's... You can read it, like, two separate ways, almost. Because, like, not only is he learning about just, like, how, like, yeah, like a non-assassin's viewpoint of like torturing somebody, right? How like, there's just like, he clearly outclasses Gon in every single way, right? And this is like ongoing theme with Killua at this point, right? That like power is everything almost, right? And we'll see that more in the next episode, especially with Killua, right? That whole theme develop. Not only is he saying like maybe that's not everything in terms of like someone's like, resolve and ability to kind of like, overtake these conflicts, but also he's just learning about Gon more in general and just like who he really is as well, right? Maybe something he wouldn't have been able to see from his perspective at that point. So just a very cool character building moment in general.
Yeah, it's really good framing for what's about to happen. So we continue, and at first I was like, is 99 just gonna do it? Are we just gonna see the whole tournament? Like straight up in chronological
I thought
order?
so too, and they're like, all right, Botaro Hisoka, up to the field. Like, what in the world?
And then they start fighting. They talk and then they start fighting. And I was like, okay, are we really just gonna do this? Are they just going balls to the wall? We're just gonna see this whole tournament play out? But no,
Not quite.
It
Not quite.
cuts out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We see Bodoro fail to land a punch, right?
Yes. Well, yeah, he lands it, but Hisoka just takes it. He puts his hand up. It's like, well, I guess it actually does absolutely nothing. It's like hitting a brick wall basically.
Yeah.
But it still like looks like it hits his face, but I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I like the framing of that because he was like yawning, like covering his mouth to yawn as he landed.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Because he's so bored of wanting to fight this guy. Like, what was the line that he said right before? Right before it was something about like overripened fruit, right?
Yeah, it was exactly that. He's like, I'm not interested in overripe fruit. Guess an age joke.
Or it was like overripened fruit about to rot or something like that.
Yeah, specifically that. You're right.
Yeah, so not interested in fighting Bodoro at all, obviously. But yeah, we don't see the fight here or the whole fight here because we cut away almost immediately after the punch.
Yeah. Okay, so then the rest of the thing plays out like normal. There's very minimal additions here. There's a few like little things, but yeah, we have waking up in the hospital with Sato. It's there, and obviously he's confused. He's like, all right, well, what happened? Where am I? And Sato tells him that everything's over. You're a hunter. And like, oh, hold on, what?
He was talking about how like
that thing froze.
Oh, you good?
Go ahead. Just go ahead.
Okay.
You can do it, I guess, while I gotta restart it.
Sure. Yeah, so Satoshi's talking to Gon, basically just kind of walking him through everything. Gon's kind of slowly getting his memory back of what exactly happened. I guess he didn't remember immediately that his arm got broken by Hanzo or whatever.
Yeah.
And Satoshi explains, like, your arm's gonna be fine. It might be even stronger than it was before once it's healed. Hanzo broke it very cleanly, so... you can read into that Hanzo intentionally broke it in a certain way where it healed very nicely, right? Nice guy, Hanzo, once again.
Yep, hell yeah.
What? Nice guy as he breaks a kid's arm, but
As nice as you can be when doing that, I guess.
Yeah. And we just get like a whole Satoshi monologue here, basically, from this point onwards, right?
Yeah. Yep, and then we hit the eye catch. And we come back. So Satoshi is explaining to Gon that, first of all, Gon is like, I mean, I shouldn't be a hunter because I really don't want to accept this victory the way it went. And Satoshi essentially just monologues. He's saying like, I mean, yeah, you didn't win the way you wanted to, but I certainly think you're worthy of being a hunter, and so did everybody else, all the other proctors. So on and so forth. And is this where the line about where he talks about like how he first viewed Gon happens, or is that later?
I think it's a little later. Admittedly, this is like a lot of the dialogue in this scene in particular kind of blends into one another time and place.
He's kind of just saying the same kind of things over and over again. He's like, Gon, you're awesome, you're cool. Then in his head, he's also like, Gon is awesome, he's cool, and
but like the overall messaging of this entire thing though is that like he's telling Gon that like, hey, you might not have passed the way you wanted to, like personally, but like you've passed through like every single metric you possibly could have in terms of like do you have what it takes to become a hunter, right? And like is it really so bad that like even if you think like you passed just because everyone felt sorry for you, like, is that really so bad? Like, everybody clearly sees something in you,
Right. And then he proceeds to tell Gon a story about like Gon asks him like what he does for hunting, and he says he's a what is it called exactly? He like restores ruins or something.
Yeah, he explores like archaeological like sites and whatnot, right? Or like he uncovers them, I guess. I also wanted to like quickly note though that before this even, just another thing to add on to just everything Satoshi is telling Gon is like he mentions to him like, hey, even if you don't even if you refuse to become a hunter right now, you could just like sell the license and like you'll be set for life. Right?
Yeah.
Like you don't have to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
anything with the license, but you are a hunter. Like you need to like decide, what you do with that title now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
And then this
Always
prompt's going to be like, okay, well, what do you do for hunter
Right.
stuff?
Yep. So he says he discovers like archaeological sites and whatever. He explores them. I don't know what type of hunter that is. He does say it. Ruin hunter? Is that it?
Ruin hunter. Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah. And he also explains that a certain hunter is like his biggest inspiration. He spends a lot of money, of his own money, restoring ruins and allowing ruin hunters to do their job. He also opens with the public. What a nice guy. He sounds awesome.
Yeah, this guy
He
sounds
is.
really, really cool and, like a great person, I think.
Yeah. Probably a really good dad if he had a kid.
Maybe, yeah. It sounds like he'd give his kid the world, so.
Yeah. Pretty awesome. So yeah, he's just saying that this guy is incredibly inspirational to him, and he asked him if he heard about a specific type of ruin, and this is what it kind of. I don't know. Was this in the manga? I didn't even bother looking, but I don't remember this. I don't remember him realizing that he was talking about his dad this early.
So the Lurka ruins, I'm looking on Hunterpedia right now. It was mentioned in the manga, yes.
Okay.
It was mentioned in chapter 7 apparently, and there was an actual image shown on what I'm assuming would be relative to this episode's contents in chapter 35.
Okay. What's throwing me off is that I'm looking at the same page you are. It's this happens later in the manga. It's like right whenever Gon's about to leave. And he shows like Jing's hunter license to him, but
that's
they put it here.
yes. I read into the anime and manga differences before this episode, and one of them is that the Lurka ruins are mentioned now, but in the manga, this doesn't happen until he shows Jing's hunter's license to Sato's, who mentions that the ruin hunter was Jing. If it's spoiler alert, we weren't about to get to that or anything.
Yeah, it's Jing. But yeah, I guess they just kind of did this out of order weirdly, and it's kind of cool because he uses his own intuition to figure out who he's talking about, but it's also kind of weird. Like the conversation doesn't come up as naturally as it does in the manga, but whatever. What can you do? It's fine. I don't care. Small nitpick.
It's very small. I didn't even really bat an eye at this difference.
And I have to imagine that conversation directly about his dad will still happen before he's about to leave, because there's not the moment like where Sato says like, because Sato doesn't know that that's his dad yet. Gon didn't like say that out loud.
Yes.
So we don't have like the scene of him saying how great his dad is and all that yet.
Yeah, all he mentions like, the Lurka ruins. That's all he says.
Yeah, like he knows them. That's all he knows. So yeah, he gives them the hunter's license. Gon accepts it, and they shake hands. And now Gon asks, "Okay, so what happened in the rest of the tournament?
Who was the
failed?
one to fail?"
And he doesn't say it, I guess, but it's implied that he does. Like his Killua flashes, and then Gon like feels something in his chest.
Yeah.
I don't honestly understand what happened there. I don't know if he said Killua or if he just felt that it was Killua.
Yeah, either way, it doesn't really change anything, but it was a very weird thing to frame it as.
Yeah, it was.
But anyways, so this leads into Sato's explanation of what exactly happened after Gon passed out.
Yeah. And we see the rest of Botaro and Hisoka's fight, actually. It's not long, but we see the rest of it.
They're giving Botaro screen time here.
Yeah. Hope nothing bad happens to him.
No, that'd be a tragedy.
So yeah, they fight Botaro. Oh, what's up?
I did like one thing that was mentioned here from Botaro that was kind of like it was really cool, where Botaro was like he punches Hisoka, and he's always like, oh, that punch was nothing, whatever, I'm bored, right? But it's very clearly shown there's like a purplish spot on like the back of his fist. And then Botaro was like, I swear, I felt a solid hit there. He was wondering why it was so ineffective. I kind of like that if you know, it kind of like intuits like maybe some Bungie shenanigans happening there, right?
That's true, yeah. That's a good point. I like that too.
That doesn't necessarily confirm that either way, but it's something I like to. In the moment, I was like, oh, maybe that was what happened there. It's cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. So, and to make it somewhat entertaining for Hisoka, he decides to fight using only his pinky. Right on.
Awesome.
So he completely wrecks him. He just breaks the ground with Botaro's head with just his pinky.
Yeah, well, okay. First, he flicks him back, and the one flick causes a massive bruise on Botaro's forehead. And then he stabs him in the gut with his pinky.
And then it's like a combo. He does that, and then he boom into the ground.
Yeah, and then, so he pins his pinky into his gut. It's the most guttural gut punch of all time with just his pinky, and then he flips him around and pins him down to the ground over his neck with his pinky.
Yeah. Yep, and that breaks the ground.
Botaro's washed, dude. That was so sad.
Yeah, but he doesn't lose his fighting spirit.
Nope.
And this does actually catch Hisoka's attention. He brings down the pinky, so it's all right, I'm gonna use my whole fist, and then they have a little exchange, which looks really cool. It's shadowed out.
Mm-hmm.
The lighting was good here. They actually let the light from the windows come in for this fight, and it looked nice.
Also notable, Botaro actually did land a headbutt on Hisoka.
Mm-hmm.
So
he sure did.
That was
But in exchange, he knocks himself out.
Yeah.
So that's it. But then Hisoka decides to whisper something in his ear, which to this day I have no idea what that could have possibly been.
What in the world? Yeah, I don't get it,
dude. That's been a mystery to me forever. That is in the manga, if you were wondering. That does happen. I don't know why.
You can only imagine that Togashi maybe intended for that to lead into something greater, and then he just forgot about it. I don't know why. Why is that there otherwise?
I don't know. It's very strange.
And it's especially strange knowing that Botaro gets killed off immediately after this too. So
why'd you spoil that, Dylan? Fuck.
Sorry.
So yeah, continuing on, there's an awesome moment with Hanzo. Hanzo and Pokel are the next, and Hanzo just immediately puts him in the arm lock, and he's like, "I'm not gonna go easy on you." And that's it. That's all it takes.
He's like, okay, I give, uncle.
Yeah, because I like to imagine in Pokel's mind, he just saw the Gon thing, and he hears that, and he's like, that was going easy? Okay, I'm cooked. It's over. You win. I'm good.
Smart. I respect it.
Yeah, that was really funny. I love Pokel through this whole arc. He's a character.
Yeah, he kind of just is there the entire time and just finds himself in these diabolical situations. I like it.
And you know what's not happening throughout any of these fights, Dylan? There's no intermissions.
Nope.
So this further brings the question, why was there one after the Hisoka and Kurapika fight? And why did Kurapika tell Leorio already what Hisoka whispered to him? Why did that happen? I just...
An intermission after... the first match,
the first fight,
and then nothing else after that. Not even when Gon's knocked
30-minute break. What? Yeah, nothing. They'd never do it again. Botaro's damaged here, and they instead of taking a break, they just skip his match. So what was the intermission for? Why did that happen?
Beats
30
me.
Minutes.
Beats me. 99
that
decisions right there.
Oh man. So yes, as I just said, they skip Leorio and Botaro's match because Leorio was a goat, and he was like, all right, look at Botaro, man, we gotta wait. I don't want to take the victory like this.
Yeah,
what a homie. So they skip it for now, and now it's Kilo and Pokel. Another great Pokel moment. Kilo is just like,
I give up.
I'm good.
Yeah. Boring.
I just don't feel like fighting you. Yeah, boring. So that was sick.
Yeah,
I love that.
Obviously playing off of the interview with Netero, right, where he's like, yeah, I don't want to fight Pokel. That guy sucks.
Yep.
Not interesting.
Yep. Yeah, that was great. So that moves us to Gita Rocker versus Killua. So,
oh boy.
Here we are. And immediately It's very clear to Killua that this is his brother because he says Keel, which only his brother, well, his family says that.
Mm-hmm.
And he pulls out the pins, and we get the disgusting sound effects again. And he becomes Ilumi. Our proper introduction to him, like for real this time.
Yeah, lots of dialogue from him this time around too, instead of like one sentence. And
yeah, so much more of his voice being heard. And do you have updated opinions on his voice?
I'm vibing with it more. I think like hearing like actual like, like conversations happen with that voice. It's a it's a different take than what I'm used to with 2011 Ilumi for sure.
Yeah,
but
very different.
I kind of like it in that like it's very boyish, just like Killua's voice, right? Which kind of like I kind of like in that it frames the perspective of like Illubi is kind of like how like Killua maybe could have turned out in like a different timeline, right?
Yeah, that's
like,
a good call.
They're very very similar upbringings, all things considered, right? It's just that Killua kind of just went on a different path for his own, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting to look at it that way, I think. But I like the voice. I think it's grown on me now, actually, hearing it in conversations.
No, I'm with you. Yeah, it still has that like emptiness,
Yes.
which is essential to Ilumi.
Exactly.
And that's honestly that's all that matters. As long as Ilumi sounds like an empty, heartless like vessel of a man.
Yeah, soulless.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that is the end of the episode, by the way. They just end it there whenever he reveals himself.
Yep.
So that's episode 29. Fine. Nothing crazy. Nothing to write home about.
Yeah. There wasn't really a ton of differences as well. I mean, like there was like the Jing like Lurker Ruin stuff, right? But like that didn't really amount to much of a difference. Just slightly different timing. And then. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess they extended some of the other like fights leading up to Killua and Ilumi, right? So that's kind of cool, I guess. Also, they gave Botaro some extended screen time right before they send him off to the yard, but much appreciated, I guess. On that note, but it was good. It was a very simple episode, just a lot of exposition and dialogue mainly, right? Especially between Satots and Gon. So. Nothing to write home about animation-wise either, but it was perfectly serviceable. So.
No. Yeah, for sure. Which now brings us to the final episode, episode 30. Killua disqualified, forced out.
Wow, I wonder what happens here.
Yeah, I can't figure it out. I read that title and I was like, what is going to happen here?
Yeah.
I was crafting all these theories and like, I didn't really come up with anything though.
No, it kept me on the edge of my seat the entire time.
Yeah, it's a tough one to unravel. So, as is tradition now, we start off with footage of the previous episode. But this time we have Sato's like talking about it while the footage is happening. So, just explaining that like, this Gitaraka revealed himself to be Ilumi, who is Zoldyck, as his brother. And then Gon's like, all right, well, just tell me what happened. It's like, okay, I'll tell you the best I can. So, now the whole thing happens. Ilumi starts off with like the only moment of levity in the whole episode, really, where he says,
he's like, I heard you stabbed Mom and Miluki.
Yeah, Killua, you ran off and you stabbed Mom and Miluki. And everybody's like, oh my god, that's terrible. That's horrible. What the hell? This kid's fucked up. And then Yumi's like, yeah, it brought her to tears. She was so happy. Little boy's all grown up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was very funny. But then not the rest of the episode is funny in any capacity.
No, so, it's actually very traumatic for Killua. So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he explains that he was sent to check up on Killua. Obviously, I'm sure you all know this story. And he's just there because the hunter's license will be useful for his next job, apparently. So he's wondering why Killua is there. Killua's just like, well, I mean, I'm kind of just here to kill time. It's just for fun.
Just felt like taking it.
Yeah, why not? And then Ilumi hits him with the harsh realities, telling him he wouldn't make a good hunter.
Yeah, he's like, oh, good. Yeah, I can give you this advice without any downsides at all then, Let me shatter your worldview real quick.
Yeah. You're calling as an assassin. So it's, already painting a very clear picture of who Ilumi is. He's manipulative. He has a one-track mind. He views the world one way, and I don't think anything could possibly ever change anything about this guy. He is Ilumi. He will always be Ilumi.
Mm-hmm. And it continues on with his monologuing here as Killua is just kind of listening on, like, there's no fire in you, just darkness. You don't have any desires or ambitions of your own. Only thing that makes you happy is when you're involved in someone's death. Like, Jesus Christ, man. Okay.
And I also like how Killua interjects here, and he's like, "No, you're wrong," and then Ilumi's just like, "No, I'm right."
Yeah, he's like,
it's just, no, that's right. Damn, dude.
So cold. I mean, that's Ilumi in general, right? Like, he is a soulless human being, but oh man,
he sure is.
That's why the dynamic is so interesting, though.
Yeah. And throughout this, we have some really cool imagery. By the way, I'll say, like, it's hard to kind of describe, but the lighting kind of changes. We get this like red gradient atop both of their heads. It's really nice looking. The crows flying by. It's neat.
Mm-hmm. They're really framing this as like Killua is going through some shit in this conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. Which prompts him to finally just come out with it and say, I don't want to kill anymore. I don't want to be an assassin. I just want to be a normal kid and be friends with Gon. Aw.
So sweet.
But Ilumi is not really into that. He says, that is not possible. You can't make a friend. There's just no way.
Yep, you only think about people in terms of whether you can kill them or not. Like, Yep.
So much projecting happening. It's insane. Like, he is, Ilumi, as much as I really dislike him, he is a very well written character.
Oh, I dislike him just because he is a shithead. Like, he's a very
just the most
diabolical human being. And basically, and like that's what makes him effective. I respect his writing. I like his character, but I hate his character at the same time.
Yeah, it's a tough one. He's just a very unique example to me of like I hate him so bad it almost loops around to me not even really liking him as a character. It's like I just want to see this guy get his face kicked
you have to pull
so
your
hard.
like inner biases out when discussing a character like this.
Yeah. So yeah, he does the dog analogy. He's like, Gon's just like a dog.
He's like,
what is it?
You never met anyone like Gon, so you don't know what to do. He's like a child asking for a puppy. Like, it's very cute and all that. When you first get it, and then the novelty wears off and it becomes ignored.
Yeah.
Like, that was not in the manga, by the way. This was a 99 exclusive, that analogy being brought up.
And that was excellent. I really liked that.
Yeah, you could have said that was from the manga, and I probably would have believed it, to be honest. So.
And so Leorio interjects, and he's like, well, Gon already views Killua as a friend.
Yeah, they've been friends, and that kind of wakes Killua up for a second.
Yep. And Ilumi's like, is that true? Oh, that's a problem. I guess I'll just have to kill Gon.
And then this brings him right back into the darkness immediately. It's like, oh no, it's so over.
Yeah. And so he actually starts walking to go kill Gon.
But then that's when all the boys get stanced up, though, right in front of him.
Yeah, but along the way also he does use his pins on this one of the referees, which I think at this moment I'm pretty sure in the manga in 2011 I think the guy just like falls over. I might be totally misremembering, but they make it very clear to mention here that this is like non-lethal, like you can just take them out and he won't die, which I think is important because if he killed that guy, I think that counts as like a disqualification.
That would count.
So like,
yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was like, you won't die. Your face is just changing, but if you don't take them out soon, your face might be permanently changed.
Yeah.
And the guy's just like, okay. So I'm like, that made me laugh.
Right.
Like, all right. Yeah. That guy just accepted it.
Yeah, like fair enough, I guess. Yeah, so that's a good. If that is an addition, I'm pretty sure it is. I do not remember that ever happening, but maybe I'm wrong.
Hunterpedia doesn't list it as a difference, so it might have been there.
Okay, maybe. Regardless, he's about to go and kill him, but he kind of, you know, the boys stand in front of the door, as Dylan just said. Hell yeah.
Karapka,
Awesome.
Leorio, Hanzo, and some random referees, I guess. But
Yep. And then Elami's just kind of thinking to himself, like just going through actually thinking about what he was about to do, and
yeah,
he's
he's
like,
like,
well, you know what?
this could be a problem. Like,
Yeah,
if
I
I
don't
kill
think this will work.
anybody, I fail the test. And, if I kill Gon, I think I also fail the test. So
Yeah.
that's a predicament. He's like, oh, I know. I'll pass, and then I'll kill Gon. Perfect.
Yeah. and he asks Netero, like, yeah, that's allowed, right? And they're just like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
He has a bulletproof plan, though.
it's so funny, just the way Elami works. He's just so blunt and direct.
Yeah, but then he uses that as soon as that's confirmed, though. He uses that immediately to start manipulating Killua again, though. He's like, you hear that,
Yep.
Killua? Like, in order to save your friend, you gotta beat me. Can you beat me, Killua? Like,
Yeah,
we gotta
he's
fight now.
goading him. Yeah, and he's just kind of like, he keeps taunting him. He's like putting his hand closer and closer. And it's really cool moment. Like, Killua.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna describe it too, but you go.
Okay.
It's fine.
Yeah, Killua like starts to take a step back, and it's literally like not even like a half step, just like barely starts to move, and Elami's just like, don't move.
Like the moment you move, I'm taking that as a sign that a fight's starting. The moment I touch you, I'm also taking that as a sign that the fight is starting.
Yep. So
Not giving him a choice, and like he's not giving him any kind of opportunity to make a decision himself, which is very on brand here.
yeah, and Killua knows that he does not stand any chance at winning here. And so he says, there's only one way out of this, and you know what it is. And is that when we do the commercial break?
Yeah, and he's like, don't forget though, if you don't fight against me, Gon's as good as dead. So pick wisely.
Yep. So after the eye catch, we go back to actually Sato's and Gon, which is kind of nothing. Like, they just, I guess, Gon's a little shaken by the story he's being told. He's like, okay, I'm ready now. Continue.
I like how it's framed as like Sato's is like very purposefully like just like slowing down this retelling story just to put Gon on the edge of his seat. Like, asshole.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, like, what the hell are you doing to this poor kid? He's including the cliffhangers in his telling of the story.
Yeah, he just pauses silently right before he reveals what happens.
Yeah.
Sits there for 2 minutes straight, not saying anything.
Yeah. Waiting for the commercials to play. So yeah, Akil is just shaking, sweating. He is very scared, rightfully so.
Yeah.
And he's just like, all right, I lose. You win, Elami. That's it. And fair enough. And Elami backs off. He just says, "Oh, good. No need to fight now, then."
He's like, I was just
pats
kidding.
him on the shoulder. Yeah.
I wasn't gonna kill Gon.
Kidding.
And it was just really cool shot. I thought of just it cuts to Ahsoka, and then for like a brief second, you see his eyes go
his eyes.
Yeah, it was like he was going to kill Elami if he touched
like
Gon.
You better have been kidding.
Yeah,
that's what that look was. Yeah,
Elami definitely knew better than to touch Gon, but use that to his advantage here to manipulate his little brother.
Yeah, and I also love how, like, when they do that quick shot of his eyes, it also shows Elami looking over at him, but then he just looks away immediately.
Yeah, like
he's
I'm just gonna pretend I don't see him there.
Yeah. So he ruffles his hair. He's like, "Oh, look at me! I'm awesome. Hell yeah!"
I was just a bit concerned. Worried. Had to test.
Yeah. And then he gets serious and leans in on him. He's like, "You have no need for friends." He says, "You are not qualified to have friends.
Yeah.
You have no need for them." Oh my god, bro.
There's no need for them. You just gotta listen to me and Dad. Do your job. That's it.
Yep. And when the time comes to get a hunter's license, I'll let you know. Oh my god, this asshole. God, I hate him so much, bro.
Fuck it. Oh my god. He is a demon. I hate him so much.
He is the worst. So yeah, he walks away, leaving Killua in a state that we have not seen him in yet. Well, at least in this adaptation, we've definitely seen him like
And,
this before.
dude,
But
this shot that they did as well, like as Ilumi is
Mhm.
walking away, I thought was so cool. Like you see
Yeah, it was awesome.
this close up of Killua's face taking up the entire screen, and just for a solid like 5-10 seconds there, you just see his entire face slowly be like clouded up in darkness, leaving only his eyes there.
Yeah, super cool. Then it's time. Get ready, guys. Get the tissues out. About to lose a real one. So Leorio versus Botaro begins. And also, before we even get to this, I just want to bring up, because this just came to mind. So we still have Masta here as the referee. Obviously, he's the referee through the whole thing. But if we recall, there was a different referee for the Kurapika versus Hisoka fight. So this leads me to wonder: did they really just invent this new? Luis was his name, I remember, because I know a guy named Luis, and so do you. But did they really just invent this whole referee just so they could still adapt the scene where Hanzo sees Masta for the first time?
Absolutely.
Like, are we for real? It's so insane. Like, because the way, in hindsight now, the way that first match happens, as a first-time viewer, it probably paints this picture of how this tournament is going to go in a very particular way. Like, it's got an intermission, there's a different referee for every fight, yada yada, and then literally none of that happens. It's never mentioned ever again. It is completely different.
It's so funny. It's funny only because they'll jump through so many hoops to like make sense of like the different like orders of storytelling and whatnot. They didn't want to do that for this one though, so they just invented a whole new character.
Yeah. Like, they still could have had that Hanzo moment. Like, you could have talked to him outside of the match, but no, he just invented Luis for that one fight.
So,
Anyways, the Masta says, begin! And then Killua puts his hand straight through Botaro's chest.
notable, they tried rushing Botaro to the hospital, so you know they tried to save him.
Yeah, that's nice of them. I'm glad they tried.
That is an anime exclusive sentence
Oh.
too. So they didn't even try
That's
in the
good to
manga.
know.
They're just like, well, he's dead.
He's dead.
But
So yeah.
yeah, he died.
Dead.
Sorry guys. Sorry Botaro fans.
Yep, Botaro is gone. And really no send off for him either. He kind of just does die, which, I mean, how it happens in the manga. But we've grown to love Botaro in this adaptation. I wanted a little more.
No, all we get is we tried rushing him to the hospital, but he died shortly after. So
Yeah. Life is fleeting. I think that's the message here. So then Killua walks out, and obviously that's the end. That's
he got
the
disqualified.
exam is over because he disqualified, and obviously Botaro did not pass because he died. And then there's a cool thing here. Like, I really did like this, where the flashback ends, obviously, and we see Gon's eyes like just reacting to the information. Cut to the window, go back to the bed. Gon's gone.
Yeah.
Because he is a man with a mission.
The moment he heard that happened, he rushed out.
Yep. He makes a beeline for like the conference room, walks straight up to Ilumi, like stances up, and he's like, apologize.
And he's like, what?
And
I
he's
didn't do
like,
anything wrong.
Yeah, what'd I do? Yeah, and Gon's literally said, you don't even know what you did wrong? And he just says, no. So, oh my god, I love this line too. Gon says, you're not qualified to be a brother. And Ilumi says, are there qualifications to be a brother? God, I hate this guy so much.
This guy knows what he's doing too. Like, and that's why I hate him so much. He knows exactly what he's saying.
So Gon grabs his arm and like tries to flip him over. But I like this. Like, it's an impressive feat at first. Like, oh my god, Gon just grabbed Ilumi and like threw him over, but Ilumi lands cleanly on his feet.
Yeah, like you can clearly tell you just kind of let him do it. Like,
yeah, it's like nothing. So I like that. That was cool. I mean, that happens in the source material too, but it looked really cool here.
Mm-hmm. And this is where we get Gon saying you don't need qualifications to be friends with someone either, which I really like.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And then more balloon squeezing.
Yeah, this is where it was obnoxious because they linger on the scene for so long. Just Gon crushing his arm the entire time.
Yeah. And we also don't get to see like the messed up arm afterwards in this adaptation.
No, yeah, they don't show that at all.
Just kind of downplaying Gon, but I mean, it's also kind of fine. Like I get it. Like maybe they decided to make the change because like, you know, they have the foresight of Nen, so they just wanted to be like, oh, I mean, Elimi couldn't possibly be hurt that bad by Gon, but whatever. I mean,
maybe, yeah, whatever.
I don't know.
Scene plays out the same either way.
Yeah, it's just that's the only difference. So yeah, Gon is just shit talking this guy, and he's like, all right, well, I mean, you're the worst piece of trash I've ever seen in my life. I'm gonna go get Killua, and Elomi's like, you make it sound like you got kidnapped. And,
God, this guy sucks, dude.
He's so bad, dude.
I'm so glad we're on the same wavelength of like we like Ilomi written as a character, but he is the biggest piece of shit on the planet. So I'm glad we can bond over hating this motherfucker.
I hate him so badly. So yeah, I mean, he demands that Ilomi tell him where Killua is, and he's not gonna do that. That's just not happening. And then Netero actually chimes in and he's like, we were actually just talking about this matter, and we get a whole debate going on about like, you know, was Killua hypnotized? Like, you know, does this really count as a disqualification if he was being hypnotized to do something he wouldn't normally do?
Yeah, because Kurapika and Lirio filed a formal complaint over the matter because they're friends. Isn't that nice?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, just a bunch of points that honestly don't really end up mattering. Like, there's the whole thing where like Lior is like, it could have also been viewed like he was trying to help me because you know, we were friends, and he killed my opponent. But
Netero shut that down very quickly, though. He was like, well, you know, Botaro was kind of fucked up from that Hisoka fight, so like you were kind of favored to win anyways. Yeah, like we expected you to win that one.
Yeah.
Very high faith in Lior there, to be honest, but.
Yeah, I appreciate it though. Yeah. I believe it. And Pokel, I love this because Pokel is actually just saying something for the sake of saying it. Like there's like, no reason to even chime in here. He felt like talking. He just wanted to be a part of the team. So, against the team, I guess. But he was like, oh, yeah, your win was a little fishy too. You got to tell us what Hisoka said.
Yeah, and then Kurapika class back like immediately though. Is like, hey, well, hang on though. Like your victory there is like just as like, or like, you know, what did he say? He was referencing the Hanzo thing, right? With him, he was like, well, like your fight didn't exactly, you know, get very physical either.
No,
basically.
He was referencing the Killua thing where Killua just walked away from the fight.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that was kind of the same thing, no?
Sorry, two different Pokel fights in that. Part of the exam.
Fights.
He did nothing. Yeah, fights. Yeah. He didn't do anything.
Pokel wins by doing absolutely nothing.
Exactly.
So yeah, again, this kind of amounts to nothing because like Netero literally ends this whole debate with just like, guys, you're all hunters. Like, what are we doing?
You're all hunters. There's nothing we can do about Killua. Sorry. Like.
Yeah, it's like, okay. So more Gon and Ilomi stuff. Gon is just like, yeah, I'm gonna go find Killua, even if you don't tell me where he is. And he also does. He says like the line about like, you know, it doesn't really matter that Killua failed. He can pass again if he wants to. And yeah, I mean,
yeah, but like if you force Killua to kill people against his will, like, you know, I'm gonna get him, and you're never gonna see him again.
Yep. So Ilomi asks him like, so what are you gonna do? And yeah, exactly that. You just said that. And then Ilomi smiles, which is freaky. And then he's about to like reach. I actually forgot about this until I'm seeing it right now. What the hell is he gonna do? He's like reaching for Gon's face.
I don't know, but backs up. Yeah, no, Gon got spooked for a second there though. So
yeah, he felt something. Mm-hmm. That's an interesting scene. But yeah, that happens, and that's pretty much the end of it. They all leave. Then, you know, Netero's just like, I mean, if you guys aren't happy with it, just sell your license, whatever. And then they leave.
Yeah.
And, on the way out, Go calls out to Ilomi one more time, and Ilomi's just like, you shouldn't really bother. Like, you're not gonna. this isn't gonna happen, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, Kilo's my friend, and then Kurapika and Leorio step into. They don't say a word, but you know what they're thinking.
They're sticking with their boy, you know.
That's right.
But then we end the episode kind of just camera panning into the darkness of Illumi's eyes.
Yeah. And I love that. I just love how Illumi's eyes are literally just voids. They are giant black holes.
Very fitting for the character. Absolutely.
Yeah.
There should be no light within those eyes.
I also want to talk about the preview for next episode, in that the animation doesn't look very good.
No, but well,
but that's okay. It's no action is happening, so it should be fine.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. You know. Could be nothing.
So yeah, that's the end of this batch, not the end of the arc. We're almost there, guys. Next batch, 100% we will be over. I think there's probably one episode left, honestly.
Yeah, and it'll probably won't even be the full episode that will be there.
Yeah,
we'll reach the spoiler, I guess, Zoldyck Mansion within that episode, I would imagine. So,
you know what? I'm 100% sure there's one episode left, because episode 32 there's a new ending, so that probably signifies a new arc.
Good call.
So that's exciting. We get to talk about a new ending in the next batch,
and we'll remember to talk about it the very first time we see it this time.
Right. Okay. So good to decent batch. Nothing like
there was. Nothing
I wouldn't
crazy.
write home to anybody about this. Yeah. But the first episode was really great. I that was my favorite of the batch. I mean, there's really no contest, because the other two are really just explaining what happened. The last episode was really good too, but kind of only like the first half of it was particularly good.
Yeah, the last episode, half of it was kind of just like whatever. It was just exposition, source material stuff, like nothing too different, nothing too crazy. But yeah, like you said, the first episode 28 I thought was really good, really cool adaptation of Hanzo and Gon. 29 was kind of whatever, to be honest. It was just a lot of Sato's exposition with Gon. Nothing wrong with that, but it was just kind of what you would expect from that episode, right? And then the Killua Illumi stuff was really cool, I thought. Nice little different way of that being adapted, just like stylistic wise, I think. So that was cool to see.
For sure. Yeah, other than that, I don't really have much to say. It's pretty straightforward. Not a whole lot of like super insane differences to talk about. Just the regular 99 nonsensical changes and stuff.
The match interferences that weren't interferences.
Yeah.
I'll never forget
Why did
that.
they hand Hanzo that towel, man? That is so messed up.
Crazy.
Yeah, rest in peace, Bodoro. We lost one this week. Pour one out, guys. Pour one out tonight.
Yep.
Do not forget Bodoro. He died for nothing, but
he died for Leorio's license.
There's no better cause. What, like, if I could die for something, it would be that.
Exactly.
Okay. That's all we got. We are gonna do community comments, but we're gonna have to figure out how much we are going to do.
Yeah.
So
discussing that in between segments.
Yes. We'll report back in just a moment.
All right. See you then.
See you then.
Okay, now it's time for us to go over community comments for this week for episodes 28 through 30 of Hunter x Hunter 1999. Usual reminder, if you want to get in on the fun discussing any topic week to week, make sure you keep an eye out for the YouTube community posts as well as the call-out posts on Twitter and Bluesky. And of course, you can always email us your thoughts at hunterassociationpod@gmail.com. So starting off this week, that we only have YouTube community posts comments to go through this time around. Nothing from Bluesky and Twitter. Starting off with a comment from Magitech09 saying, "I'm sorry, I forgot about this actually. So this was this is a comment that was left on the last time that we discussed Hunter x Hunter 99, where they really wanted to comment last time, they didn't have time to do so. And so we're just going to read their comment on the last batch of episodes here to start off community comments, and then the rest of comments will be related to 28 through 30. So keep in mind for this comment only, but this is about 25 through 27. Just felt bad that we didn't get to get their thoughts on that batch, so we're just going to read it here. Feel free to skip this part, I guess, if you want to hear more about this batch specifically. But they said they'll be brief. So starting with episode 25, they said, I was expecting to talk about how Gon didn't take Ponzu's tag. Personally, I think this was a change that someone somewhere had to really fight to get. It ties back to 2 changes they did. One way back in episode 10, Menchie's Great Egg Hunt, when Gon rescued Toto while stealing from him at the same time. And the second one right here with Ponzu treating Gon. And this might just be accidental, but if so, it's a good accident. Gon has a very pack mentality, being a kid of the wild, so when Ponzu helped him, he no longer couldn't steal from her like he'd have. This is a version of Gon I 100% think I would have recognized her remains at the Chimera Ant arc. Oh, that would have recognized her remains at the Chimera Ant arc. Okay, I see what you're saying there. I don't know. I mean, that entire... They kind of just like added a bunch to that dynamic in general, I guess, at that part of the arc, right? With him interacting with Ponzu and just kind of fleshing out Ponzu's character. And that's kind of a par for the course thing I've noticed with most of the other applicants within the Hunter exam, right? So I don't know if this is like a change that someone would really have to fight to get changed for a 99. But that's a cool way of reading it, I suppose.
Yeah.
Episode 26, we all laugh, but let's be real, we'd all react the same way if we were told we'd have to take a written exam. Extra points for Polkle Screen.
Yeah, it was great.
Fair enough, yeah. Aside from all that, I do like the little change on Killua's interview where he talks about his friendship with Gon. It's a good addition considering the coming confrontation. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, good.
And then episode 27, I was originally going to start this post by saying I'm sure insert name is going to have a strongly worded letter about this, but holy 100 type Guan info Sova, I was not expecting all of that. Neither were we, to be fair.
Yeah.
I'll just address a small part of it, where he comments that they gave Kurapika more MC points because the production was too involved with him in York New, so they wanted to make him shine more, because to me, that sounds unlikely. I checked the release dates. The very first manga chapter of York New came out just a couple weeks after the first episode of 99 aired. Oh, okay. I've said this before, but it bears repeating. These people were conducting a train while the tracks were still under construction.
Yeah.
Okay, good analogy there, for sure. Aside from that, not much to say. I like the detail of Kurapika still moving like he has 2 swords, even after losing one. And the implication that Hisoka figured out the connection between Kurapika and the spiders the moment he saw his scarlet eyes. Thank you regardless if you read this or not. Can't wait for the next episode. Thank you for watching. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's a good observation about how he kind of like thinking about it in that way where like it clicked with him after he saw the scarlet eyes activate. That's not something I considered. But yeah, that's cool.
I usually read it as just like predetermined information that like he already had on hand, but that's a cool way of reading into that. Like he was just intuitively figuring it out.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you, Magitech. We'll read another comment of yours soon. But first, from Cellweaver, says, I love... and by the way, this is all from this week's episodes now from this point on. This is from Cellweaver. Says, I love how in this version there's a part in the fight where Menchie... I watched the dub. Okay, it was like, why does Baldy get a towel? Gon never got one. Had me dead. That's great. I wish that was in the original script.
Very close to what was said in the subs, but, you know. Yeah. Why does Baldy get a towel?
Yeah. Great question.
We were asking the same thing as we were watching.
We were.
Next up is from Issa. It's been a little bit since we've read a comment from Issa, I believe. Depends how far this goes. Not sure how much it covers. But after the Gon Hanzo fight, Tagashi was like, "Yeah, fuck this, XD." I'm bored of the Hunter exam. Let's move on. Yeah, it is really funny how after that fight we just kind of speed through the rest of that last part of the exam. Just like, okay, let's get to the meat and potatoes. And I think it's the first time in the story he does this, but I'm so glad he did because it made him confident in doing it again and again later in the story. Sometimes it sucks, but most of the time it's definitely for the better. I mean, I don't really think he particularly rushed through it like you're implying here, but I mean, it does go by very quickly after that fight. So I don't know. Maybe it was intentional, maybe it wasn't. Who's to say? But I'm fine with it either way.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. All right, next is from Xander, who says, "What can I say? This felt way more intense than any other version of this fight I've experienced. Now every time I will read the manga, these are the vibes I will imagine for the Gon v Hanzo fight." Okay.
There was like a bit like heightened level of intensity for this adaptation, I will say, at least compared to 2011.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know if I appreciate those offhand filler comments from the spectators, though. LOL. However, they were kind of funny. Ilumi and Killua moments also hit really hard here. I fucking love the red tint that these episodes had, and man, a lot of the shots are in such a cool perspectives. The director cooked here for sure. Yeah, that's something we talked about too.
Definitely a highlight of that episode in particular.
These episodes have some of my favorite shots. Ilumi looked cool as hell, or cold as hell. It's a shame we will never see this version of Ilumi give the stare he gives Hisoka in the election arc. Yeah, true.
Yeah, holy, that would have gone hard in the style, to be honest.
Yeah, it would have. Man, when I listen to you guys read out my comments, all I think is, God, I'm such a Hunter x Hunter 99 glazer, but I can't help it. This version just does some things so well, and I guess I'm a Hunter x Hunter glazer in general, so why stop now? Am I right?
I mean, if you're a regular viewer or listener of this podcast, I'm gonna assume you're a glazer anyways for Hunter x Hunter. So it's kind of the nature of the beast, right? But
yeah. I mean, so far I'm really enjoying Hunter x Hunter 99. I have my qualms with it, but I really like it too. I would never say I'm a glazer, but that could change with York New City, because literally, we've talked about this plenty of times, but my entire life as a Hunter x Hunter fan, I've just constantly heard about how sick York New is in the 99 version. So
yeah, this entire this entire series that we have on 99 is basically just leading up to the York New reaction, right? So
yeah,
we'll see how that goes. It's always in anticipation for me.
Yeah, same. I think about it a lot. We're inching closer.
Yeah. Aside from that, though, yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying my time with 99. I think it's a cool new way to experience Hunter x Hunter that I haven't had previously.
Yeah.
So next up, we actually have a split comment here for split comment of the day from Magitech again. So I'll be reading the first half. Kaige will be reading the second half. Episode 28. We're finally here. One of the points where I feel I can say confidently, unequivocally, and undebatable that 99 did it better. Okay. Sorry.
Undebatable, you say?
Yeah. I mean, I'm probably going to be with you, but I'm going to hear you out still first regardless. Sorry, but this fight is so much better. 2011 is fine-ish, but 99 truly presents it with the importance of the arc climax, which it is. The animation is energetic and fluid. The shots of the sky and the transition to midday to evening really showcase how much time Hanzo spent beating up Gon. That's a cool detail, actually. We didn't really touch on, I think. Because it transitioned between eye catches, I believe, right? Where like you just kind of see the day slowly go from day to evening.
That sounds right.
Plus that sunset palette is just chef's kiss, and in general, so many little things that add up to make this episode truly special. The prolonged chase scene at the start to let Gon show some of his skills, but Hanzo catching up at every corner. Gon answering Hanzo by showing off his tongue. The sharp and distorted angles that shows just how bad Gon's condition is getting. His speech for not using his fishing rod because he doesn't want to depend on the help of others, and Killua putting his claws out. Yeah, we also didn't mention that scene as well, where like, you know, it was shortly after Leorio and Kurapika were like, I'm gonna beat this guy to like up, you know, if he hurts Gon anymore. But even Killua had a moment like that too, where he kind of like extended his claw finger things, and he was like, you thought about going to kill Hanzo for a second.
Yeah, he did.
There's so much dread and tension on this fight that I think was missing from 2011, which makes the moment when Gon effortlessly breaks all that tension and makes everyone laugh so much more impactful. Yes, I think that part in particular hit a lot harder here because of how much they stylized the, you know, beginnings of that fight.
Yeah, if nothing else, that scene the version in this of that scene will remain like the definitive version to me. That was very, very good. They did it. You felt the tone shift a lot more in this version, which I really like.
Absolutely. And finally, the shot of Gon's eyes. I can feel that calm yet hard determination Hanzo was talking about. It truly is like the last 3 hours of his life never happened. The only thing on his mind is what lies beyond. Also, shout out to Masta, for the referee, for how awkward he got because of Hanzo's antics.
Hell yeah. Love Masta. Episode 29. Gotta love how Leorio is hoping for that double KO so that he can pass without fighting. Yeah. Default, the way to win. Some may say that this contradicts his actions later, but I think it fits with his persona and how his good heart tends to shine through. I love how Gon's room feels like... I love how... I'm not really sure what you're trying to say. I love how Gon's
talking about the
like...
room that he's recovering in. Sato's.
No, yeah, but I love how Gon's room feels like. Like, I guess...
Well, he explains it there, like the lights and colors, cozy atmosphere.
Yeah. Okay, sure. The light and colors make a truly cozy atmosphere that pops out from the rest of the settings. A small change I want to point out is Sato's giving his speech about the Lurker ruins here, which is accurate to the manga. But something unique of 99 is that Gon recognizes that's Jing's work. Yeah, we were talking about that. Mm-hmm. We can assume Kite told him about it. Sure, yeah, why not?
I mean, yeah, that lines up, I feel like, so.
Yeah. I hope this episode has sold you more on Ilumi's voice than 99. Yes, it did.
It definitely did.
Very much so.
I'm a fan.
Yeah. There's I'm noticing a very consistent pattern with 99 where we initially don't like a voice, but then we just hear it for like one more episode and we're like, hell yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
this has happened a lot.
I wouldn't say there has been a voice that I disliked on my initial reaction.
Well, yeah.
Also, just like, whoa, this is different. Like,
right, like skeptical and taken aback, I guess.
Yes, yeah, surprising.
Side note, but my headcanon is that Ilumi was the Zoldyck that Anita, the girl from the filler episode from a few months ago that tried to kill Killua. Hell yeah, her.
Oh yeah.
Heard about. My money is on Hisoka spreading the word in hopes that someone strong might pop up for this year's exam. Okay, we hadn't considered, because we were like, how in the world would she know Killua was here? But we didn't really take into account that Ilumi is there too. And yeah, I guess, but he was in disguise, and I don't know, whatever. Sure, why not?
Why not?
It doesn't really matter because it's filler, but that could be possible.
Cool to think about.
Yeah. This is another highlight of 99. The animation on Killua's face alone makes it remarkable. The cinematography is still on point with the distorted lenses and downward shots, and Urara Takano delivery is so cold and unfeeling. And I feel the feminine voice really accentuates the creepiness.
Oh, so that's the that's the voice actor for Ilumi. Okay.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess that is one way to look at it. It gives him this kind of like ethereal presence, because it's such like a unique voice that doesn't really fit the body. It's more like it just makes him feel more like unhuman, kind of.
I feel the same way for sure.
Yeah. You might think it's weird, Ilumi pointing out that his needles are non-lethal, but remember, we were just talking about this. In this version, killing an examiner is what cost Hisoka's chance last year. He had to cover his back, or he could not only lose his license, but his entire bluff. Yeah. So wait, does that mean this is an original scene? I guess according to you, at least.
I
wasn't sure if that was
I don't know.
Manga or not.
I wouldn't know because I only rely on Hunterpedia for telling me manga differences, obviously. But they didn't list anything from that scene as such, so I'm unaware.
The silhouette of Kukuro Mountain as Ilumi walks away, and the sunset tainting everything of a bloody red as Killua just fades away. Yep, great part. And again, Killua's face. There's an opinion that 99 tried to make Killua more edgy, but I disagree. He looks so utterly defeated. And we conclude with the orientation ceremony. Not much to say, so to quote Netero, the Hunter exam is finally over. Congratulations, everyone. Almost. We have one more episode, but yeah.
We do have one more episode.
We-
Yeah. No, good points all around. And also, I decided to look up Ilumi's voice actress just out of pure curiosity to see what else she voiced in.
yeah.
She voiced Kaise in the 1992 Yu Yu Hakusho adaptation. So there's that.
Kaise.
Or yeah, Sato. Maybe that's what more people refer to him as.
Oh, the little kid.
Yeah, the little kid.
I forgot about him. Yeah.
Also voices a few characters in Detective Conan.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And Raichu
Sweet.
from Pokemon. So you can have that in your
Nice.
head at all times when you see it. Let me know.
All-star lineup.
Also, I didn't even know this existed. One Piece defeat the pirate Gonzok.
Yeah,
What
that's
in the
the
world?
original. That's the first ever adaptation done by a different studio. I think it was that might have been Piero that did that. It
Well,
wasn't Toei.
She voiced Monkey D. Luffy in that. So
Yeah.
that's wild, actually. But yeah, fun facts there for you guys.
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, we have one more comment to get through. I'm gonna right off the bat mention though that insert name left 2 different comments on the YouTube community post. Unfortunately, me and Kaige do not have all the time in the world to go through both. So we're gonna read one here, 2 halves of one, I guess. And then the other comment, if you're interested in extended thoughts on what we'll be talking about here, which is insert name's thoughts on Hanzo versus Gon. Go check out the other comment that's in the YouTube community post. Also has some brief thoughts on just the rest of this batch in general in that comment. So definitely go give that a read if you're interested. But for the sake of time, we're only going to be reading one of his comments for this episode.
Yeah, and unfortunately in this unique case, this does mean that we're kind of like not reading his complete thoughts on this episode because it extends into the second comment, but it's kind of the best we could do.
Yeah,
So
sorry about that.
Sorry, insert name. Yeah. You can check out the rest of it.
Yeah. So to start off, oh nice, let's replay a section of last episode, not like I just watched it. What a great way to start an episode.
Well, to be fair, we didn't just watch it. That was 2 weeks ago. So
Yeah. If you consider it just like for the sake of just like airing, at the time, right? Like
Yeah,
most
yeah.
people probably also didn't watch it immediately after.
Yeah.
So I think it's best for me to talk about the Hanzo fight in broad strokes rather than chronologically as the fight goes on. Okay, fair enough. The first thing that stands out to me is the lighting. I talk about a lot about the shadows in 1999, in my opinion, rightly so. But I think here the shadows are at their most nonsensical. Okay, so lining up with your thoughts already on that, Kaige. Talking about the lighting of the
Yeah. Good.
A full 60% of the notes I wrote down while watching were instances of the show covering up information or large sections of the scene with black.
Yeah, it does happen a lot.
A few of these I think you can argue are an artistic choice, namely some of the usage in the kinetic sections of the fight. The one that immediately comes to mind is the 2 diagonal sections creating a single rectangle of visibility in the center of the screen, framing Hanzo and Gon. While I find them obtrusive, I can at least see the vision there. What really grinds me, though, is what the ever-living fuck is this room?
That's what I'm trying to say, man. I just don't get it.
We have already discussed that I hate the floor, but the actual structure of this room is asinine. The only inlets of natural light are windows a fist to what would be the second floor, and not only that, but they are in locations of poor coverage. No wonder the floor is a black void except for narrow windows of the sun shining through. I can only question what the hell the function of this room is. It seems to rely on only natural light, yet the mechanisms for its use seem wholly insufficient. Is it a sensory deprivation room? They have a World War II battleship and they don't have fucking electric lights? Is the Hunter Association delinquent on their electric bill? I blame Pariston.
Yeah, I blame Pariston too.
It can all go back to Pariston.
Yeah, that's something I was actually just thinking about while you were reading this is like you would think in a room that they're having like a fighting tournament, you would want it to be well lit. Does that not make sense?
It makes sense to me, but Not to them, I guess.
No, they just use these windows that don't follow the laws of physics.
But in all seriousness, the animators clearly like the look of heavy shadows on the characters' faces, and it does help define out the visual distinctiveness of certain characters. But there are some instances where it's passing into the uncanny valley. I'm not a light expert, I do well below average miniature painting, and even I know that some of these shadows are unnatural. In particular, they will frequently treat each shot as though it is the top of the structure. Shadows will pull in corners in the ceiling where the light may struggle to reach. They treat every shot with this in mind, shadowing in corners in the ceiling, despite the fact that the ceiling is 10 feet above them. There is no reason Leoria's hair should be gobbled up by the 2 centimeter black cloud of shadow when there is 5 feet of space between it and the ceiling minimum. That's a good point.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Shots will have sections above the character as dark in one shot and as the peak light in another shot. It's frankly lazy. The one that really gets me is the scene where Hanzo and Gon are doing their playful interaction when Gon is trying to argue for a more complete method of victory. They both have a corona of light around their faces that is utterly insane. They are both blocking the nearby light source, and even if there was one, it wouldn't result in a little sliver of light on the edge of their face for both characters. This really heavy shading can look good when it's used correctly, but in moments to me, it just looks tacky. I can only deal with so many triangle shadows before I go mad. They do like triangle shadows. You're making me realize this the more I read this.
They very much do. He continues and says, now what they do insanely well is reflections. Anything involving one just looks immaculate, and the sky and backgrounds are just incredible. Hanzo reflected in the examiner's glasses, while something about Gon's general eye color bothers me here, and I can't quite put my hands on. I have to admit the window reflected in Gon's eyes is rightfully one of the most iconic and brilliant shots in 1999. I don't even remember what you're talking about, but the fact that you're calling it one of the most memorable and iconic shots makes me feel bad about myself.
I think I know what shot you're talking about in certain anime, and I did like that shot if it's the one I'm thinking of. So I got your back at least. Don't worry.
I believe it. I feel like dumb as hell for not even knowing what the hell you're talking about in any capacity. But I did watch these episodes much earlier in the week, though, so maybe I just forgot about it by now.
Just not fresh on the mind, maybe.
It's just so beautiful and almost haunting in a way that feels expressive and hollow at the same time. I also love the way the clouds are shown in the exterior windows. Generally, everything in the outside, the building shots look immaculate. The rolling clouds going across the sky, the beautiful exteriors of the buildings, and the passage of the sun is so beautiful. A great addition to the fight and an excellent way to show the passage of time in an interesting way. It feels like art. True. It's way harder to elaborate on what they did well. It's far too easy to say X was good and leave it at that, and that tends to leave more negative talk than good. But I think it's pretty self-evident that this section is animated so incredibly well. There's so much more effort put into this section from an editing, direction, and visual standpoint that 2011 did, and it's an incredibly effective spectacle. Very true. They did not need to animate the subtle quiver in Hanzo's hands as he shifts his weight during his handstand as he removes his fingers. Yeah, that's a highlight for me, too.
It looks so good.
Yeah, that was amazing. The contrasting of scenes and imagery comes together in a synthesis as a more complex mechanism of portraying this information. The shot of Gon's eyes, the window, and the falling blood is a way more artistic framing of the scene, is a shining highlight of the arc. The way Gon is moving his feet as he's rubbing against the floor after his arm is broken is a really nice touch, and followed by some great animation on Leorio's face as he grits his teeth. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that little moment after he breaks his arm and he's just kind of like kicking his feet on the floor because he's just in so much pain. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was really good. The word I put for this section is thoughtful, as there are so many little details they did not need to add, but show consideration and care. Absolutely. Other people have done videos going over the animation in this section better than I could, but animators like Norio Matsumoto, oh hey, I was just talking about him, you might know from some of the best fights in Naruto, really gave it their all here. The animation here is very fluid, and I have nothing bad to say about it. That's just good fluid animation. I just wish I could see all of it. Me too. There's a firmness to the way Hanzo discombobulates Gon that I really enjoy. He's given great expressions, and I love the way all the sensory stuff is done in this fight. They even play a tuning fork to accent the visuals with audio. I don't know what that means.
It's
the
like
blood
a
smears.
tuning fork. It's like it plays like a reverberating sound, I think, whenever you
Oh, that. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. I didn't know it was called that. The blood smears and the blood pooling just look great. Lots of great memeable expressions in this. They bug eye Gon a lot. Yes, they do the anime thing, the fisheye lens thing, quite a bit. But it's at its heart, visually, this is dynamic, even down to the referee lowering his hand at the start of the fight. Yeah. It's one of the 4 big spectacle fights in 1999, and it's stimulating. Okay, prediction time. What are the other 3? Gon and Hisoka, for sure.
Gon and
At Heaven's
Hisoka,
Arena.
Kurapika, Uvo.
And Uvo.
What would the 4th
4.
one be?
Are we counting Greed Island? Maybe it's Bomber, Genthru, and Gon.
Maybe if we're counting
I don't
the
know
OVA.
if he's. Yeah, I don't know if he's counting the OVA.
If we're not
OVAs.
counting the OVA, then maybe Crollo and the Zoldyx. Maybe.
Oh, true. I hope.
That
yeah.
could look good. Yeah.
Man, I hope that looks good. Oh, dude, I can't wait for York New. Holy shit, I'm so excited.
Yeah. Great. There's a lot of stuff within York New where like you classify it as a fight, and I'd probably believe it if it's like a spectacle fight, like you're defining it here.
Yeah. And let me tell you, I think the lighting that 99 does will actually lend itself really well to York New. It just, I just don't think it lends itself well here. And I'm having a really hard time imagining what Heaven's Arena is going to look like. If Heaven's Arena is just as dark as this arc has been, I'm going to laugh my ass off. 'Cause this is a building. Like there are lights in here, I promise you. No matter who you're talking to, that building definitely has lights.
Well, especially because it's framed as like
black.
An arena with like spectators and stuff. It's like a wrestling ring, you know? Like it's supposed to be very like bright and like, you know, like a lot of action happening, you know. You need to see all of it, you know? Literally. So But yeah, I do agree. It's going to lend itself so well to York New where like everything kind of has to happen in the pitch of the night, so it'll be cool.
I can't wait. That's very exciting. But yeah, thank you, insert name. Go check out the rest of his comment, please. I'm sure he said some amazing stuff. I haven't read it yet, but
yeah. Sorry that we mostly read your comment just about like the animation of Hanzo and Gon and not like the other attributes of it, but it's all we had time for, and this offers a unique perspective, I think, separate from the rest of the comments we read. So this was nice.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this was like the only like mixed comment. Everybody else was mostly positive. So.
Yeah.
Go. Oh, go ahead, yeah.
I was just going to say, go check out the resto on the community post if you're interested in what else he has to say. And aside from that, that's it for community comments for this week. And usual reminder again, if you want to get in on the fun, make sure you keep an eye out for these YouTube community posts every single week, as well as call out posts on Twitter and Bluesky. And you can always email us your thoughts if you so choose at hunterassociationpod@gmail.com.
That's right. And with that, this has been the Hunter Association. Thank you so much for listening. We are available on all major podcasting platforms as well as YouTube for the video version. Be sure to follow, rate, review, and comment on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can also follow us on Twitter at TXHXAPod as well as Bluesky at THAPod for updates on the show and as an alternative way to submit responses to the weekly call-up posts. As always, we'll be here the same time every week talking about Hunter x Hunter. Dylan, where can people find you online?
You can find me online at DJ Tengen. That's DJTENGEN on Twitter and Bluesky. Guys, I said it for like 3 weeks in a row now, but I'm a One Piece card gamer now. I actually won a local recently, so getting good at the game now.
Yeah, that was huge.
I guess relative to my local scene, but you know, good enough. So go check me out if you're interested in various, I don't know, One Piece related tweets, I guess, at the moment.
Hell yeah. And you can find me on Bluesky at Manga Kaige. Also on YouTube. Check out my YouTube channel, Manga Kaige.
Lots of good content there already, guys. Go check it out.
That's right. Already at 200 subscribers. I just hit that today. So
Woo! Congrats.
Thank you guys for the support so far. And yeah, lots of good stuff to check out there. And Bluesky, I mean, not so much, but whatever. About Superman. I saw Superman today. That was awesome.
Yeah, you got conned into getting the Superman Blizzard again, even though he doesn't like it for some reason. He's a freak.
I didn't say I didn't like it. It's just not that good.
I think it's great.
Like under normal circumstances, I wouldn't have got that again.
I think it's one of their
great.
I think it's one of their better Blizzards they've came out.
Wow.
With. Yeah, I'll stand on that.
Okay, that's huge.
It's not often I can finish an entire Blizzard in one sitting nowadays. I can with that Superman Blizzard.
Hey, fair enough. I respect it. Anyways, as for the show, next week, guys, Nen Impact is here.
It is.
We will be talking all about Nen Impact. And we may stream it sometime.
We have to
next week
iron out the details, availability, things like that. But the moment we confirm that we're able to do so, we're aiming potentially for sometime this weekend. If not, maybe a little earlier. Still more info to come on that. But make sure you follow our socials, as well as we'll probably put out a YouTube community post as well whenever we do figure out a time for that. And yeah, hope you stop by if we decide to, or if we have the availability to do that. So just keep an eye out.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, we'll have a full episode just talking about the game on Sunday as per usual. So I'll have the call-out post up around the same time as usual. But, comment when you get it. You don't have to make something up the day it goes out if you don't have the deluxe edition or whatever.
And even if you don't have the game, if you just want to post your thoughts on what the game may look like to you, or just how interested you are in the game, just general thoughts on it, even if you're not actively playing it, feel free to leave a comment there too. We'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on that.
Additionally, I want to throw this out there too. If you have any questions to ask about the game, if you're thinking about buying it but you're not convinced, you can throw that in there too.
Yeah,
we'll answer them for you. But yeah, then Impact Week, big stuff, new content, first new content drop of Hunter x Hunter in a long ass time. It feels so excited. So yeah, we'll see you guys next week for that. Take it easy.
Yep. See you guys later. Have a good one.
And we come back. What is going on? Did you hear that barking?
No, I did not. Do we need to stop for a moment? Do you need to take care of something?
No, I don't. There's a demon outside. Sorry, hold on. Okay, I'll cut that out. But that really threw me off guard. What is happening? Fucking hellhounds outside.
Awesome.
Okay. Where were we?
We were talking about
Sato's
talking to go. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So Sato